Alright guys, so today we're going to be doing a little unboxing video. As you can see, I have here an Afr Gage. So my turbo system actually came with the Hydra Nemesis ECU, and the Hydra Nemesis ECU has the Afr Gage built in. So I actually never bought a Afr Gage, but now since I have my Voodoo system plugged into my stock ECU, I'm gonna need a aftermarket AFR gauge. I already have the boost gauge in, so I just need this to be able to tell me what my air to fuel ratio is right now, to see if I'm running rich or if I'm running lean, as well as I have a timing wheel to adjust the timing on my NB Miata, because other than the aftermarket Flying Miata timing wheel, you can't adjust the timing on a NB Miata, so you need to buy that wheel, and that wheel's only 20 bucks. This AFR gauge I believe was like 120, 130 bucks, something like that, from Flying Miata as well. So we're gonna be doing a quick unboxing, and first I want to give a huge shout out to my brother. My older brother got me this knife for my unboxing videos. It's my first time using the knife, so let's go ahead and unbox this. So he mentioned that a bunch of YouTubers that do unboxings, they have a really dope knives, and you could see this one has a little design on it. It's a wooden handle with a wooden design, so it's pretty cool. It even has the branding on it. So pretty dope knife. So let's go ahead and crack this bad boy open. Alright guys, so pretty good presentation. As you can see, the AFR gauge is right there, and let's open it up, see if it comes with instructions or anything extra inside. Alright guys, so to start off with, this one's gonna plug into the back of your gauge. You're gonna plug that part to the back of your gauge, and then this one to the sensor that goes into your mid pipe. So this one plugs in to here, and then this one to your AFR gauge. Alright guys, so I was in here a little bit last night just trying to figure out how everything's gonna go, how everything's gonna work. So I got to setting up a little bit. I still have to lift the car up, but let me show you guys how to take off your vent if you've never done it before. So pretty much your vent's like this. You're gonna want to face it down to uncover that little gap right there. Once you have that little gap, you're gonna push a screwdriver through that hole, and then just crank it clockwise this way, and the whole vent should pop up with the brim. So don't try popping these out by pulling on them. So it's gonna sit in there. Once you have the vent off, you're gonna pop off this thing by using some a flat head screwdriver, and then go ahead and pop the AFR gauge into this socket, and it fits perfectly well, just as you see here, like the boost gauge does. And then mine already has a hole through the AC to run the lines, and you're just gonna run the lines through the inside of this. And then there should be holes in your firewall. Check your firewall. There might be wires already going through there. You might be able to squeeze these wires. If not, your last resort would be drilling into your firewall, but that's not really recommended, because you might drill into some wires that are back there. So make sure that when you run your wires through the firewall, try to use a pre-existing hole. Alright guys, so I'm just gonna go through this port right here. I'm gonna squeeze the line through the gasket right here, place it in there so that the gasket could go back on, and that keeps your firewall waterproof still. And then you just go in through the other side and feed the line all the way through to your gauge. So this is what I'm gonna do. So just like that guys, feed it all the way through. and then this gasket could go back into place once you have all the cord that you need in there. The easiest way to find out where that hole is come back here, and you should be able to see some skylight. If you could see right there, that's where the port's coming in from. So just reach back there and grab the wire and feed it through. So since that wire is gonna go through the back of the gauge, you're just gonna feed it through your wall right here through the side, and it's gonna come up to your pod. So that's one wire, and then the other wire you just feed through this pod down. Depending on if you have an aftermarket ECU, you're gonna feed it that way. But if you're not running an aftermarket ECU, your stock ECU is on this side, and that's where you're gonna run it to. So that one's gonna link up, and you're gonna splice your cables on this side, and the one outside is gonna just connect to the sensor outside. So that's gonna be after I lift the car up and remove the stock sensor. And then once those wires are in place, it's all about cutting up your wires, splicing them into where they need to go, hooking everything up, and putting everything back into place. Alright guys, so these two wires are plugged in. They go into the back like that. They're different sizes, so you can't mess them up. That's just gonna chill there just to hold this in place. I still need to put in the socket that it's gonna fit in, but I don't want the wires sinking back into the hole while I'm working on the other side. So they're gonna chill there in place, so I know everything is in one spot. One of the things I was wondering, since I do have the Flying Miata carb legal turbo kit for California, I don't want to mess around with all the smog and all the laws against modifying your car. So I'm doing this as legal, well, completely legal. I have the full carb legal kit, and one of the things I was wondering is if I put an aftermarket wideband, is it gonna replace my stock wideband, and is it gonna make me fail smog? Well, actually it is not gonna make you fail smog. This wideband is gonna go in the place of the stock sensor, and this wideband is actually going to be more accurate than your stock one. So it's going to plug right into the ECU, and it's going to read those numbers to your ECU, so you don't have to worry about your smog situation if you live in California. This AFR gauge is pretty much going to tell you your air to fuel ratio, whether you're running rich or whether you're running lean, so that you could further monitor your car. So in the front, I already plugged in this sensor. It's gonna plug in through the harness that you fed through the hole back there. So that just plugs into the sensor, and then your sensor is gonna be down there. Alright everybody, it's a new day. Me and my brother were still working yesterday, and everything's plugged in. So I was able to turn the car on and get the readings on the AFR gauge. Everything seems to be working. Let me turn it on for you guys and show you guys a little clip. Usually when it gets a cold start, it just idles high for a little bit till it warms up, and then it drops back down. That's why it's reading like that. So I'm gonna let it warm up for a little bit, and then we'll see. Yesterday it was idling around 13 to 14. Alright guys, so that's gonna do it for today's video. So I installed the Afr Gage. Like I said, I didn't show the install because I wasn't sure on how to do it or if it's even right. I don't want to share false information. This is the only part that I've installed that I haven't been completely sure on. There isn't too many, actually I didn't find any videos on how to install the wideband sensor in the NB Miata. They have it for the NA Miata, but that one's a little different. The difference is this one seems to have 4 wires, and the NA Miata seems to have 1 wire, which is easy. You just connect those 2 wires, but this one has 4 and you connect 2. So from the readings, it's reading well, but I believe my camshaft sensor is what's making the car idle rough when I come to a complete stop. I saw a video someone posted 3 years ago. He had the same problem. He caught it on camera. He steps on the gas. It starts bobbing up really high and really low to where the car finally stalls. And what he did, he didn't show how he fixed the problem, but down in the comments I read he solved the problem. It was his crankshaft sensor. So I'm gonna buy that sensor. It's only about $100 or something. I'm gonna buy the sensor, replace it, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that's gonna solve the issue. As for today, I put in a brand new valve cover gasket because I'm getting some kind of an oil leak. I'm not sure where it's coming from. It could be either the valve cover, which I sealed up. It's perfect right now. If it's still leaking from the valve, it can't be leaking from the valve cover. I changed the oil filter, but I don't know if that thing is tight enough. Hopefully it's tight enough. I doubt that's the issue, but it may be. Once I start running the car, I could see where the oil's dripping. Right now it's not really dripping much because I haven't driven it. But yeah, I'm gonna buy that sensor, and hopefully that solves the issues. If that solves my issues, this is gonna be a game changer, guys. There's gonna be tons of great content coming to the channel. I know I haven't done much but installs and how-to videos, and trust me, I want to get some driving videos. I want to go out there and have some fun, slide this thing around, and show you guys what it's capable of, as well as buying some brand new parts for the Mustang and modifying that. But for now, hopefully I could buy that sensor pretty soon and get this installed. And if that solves my issues, then it's going to be a lot better content coming to the channel. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
I'm just all about this money. I don't think about no thoughts. Girl, you don't know about me, so get off my fucking D. Born and raised in the dot. This is real as you gon' see. Girl, you don't know about me, so get off my fucking D.